G'day guys, MFWest here, and Mythic Aggramar is down, so I'm going to give you guys a quick update. I left my previous guild and I've been on the lookout for a new guild. Saw a 2-day raiding guild that were 9 out of 11 and applied. Got put straight into Mythic Aggramar, okay, for my first trial, and we reached the last phase, basically phase 3, on that night, so that was really good. Next day we turn up and we kill it within like 20 or 30 pulls on that same night. So really happy Aggramar's down, guys. Really crazy fight. Death Knights play a massive role in it. I'm going to show you guys all that in a second. So this is going to be a video about how to play Unholy Death Knights for Mythic Aggramar. Now for those of you that actually are going to be focusing on getting cutting edge and pushing all the way up to August, then I hope this video helps a lot. I know it's kind of early on before the next expansion, but that's the whole idea of this video. So whenever time people look at this video, they can, be prepared before they step into the fight. So first things first, let's look at the log for the fight. Here it is here. So there are not many Unholy Death Knight logs for this fight, I'll be honest. Frost, there's about 200, 220, and Unholy, there's about 110, so there's not many. Day of the kill, I was ranked 12, which is like an 85 percentile, 12th in the world for this fight. So 12 out of 110 basically. And yeah, what it comes down to, it's going to come down to gear and how big your DAs are and how well you're optimizing yourself to get those big DAs, because that's everything in this fight, guys. So next thing's going to be, I'm going to show you guys the spec that I ran before the fight. Talents, guys. So nothing's really changing in terms of talents. It's pretty much your typical single target spec that we use for Varamathras, Garothi, and pretty much everything. Only thing that I've changed is Infected Claws. Now Infected Claws is actually something better than Shadow Infusion because of the fact of popping more wounds and at higher item levels of gear. It's just much more beneficial and better DPS for you. So that's the only thing that's changing. A small minor gameplay change, otherwise everything else is the same. One thing to note, this row here, you should be most definitely taking Lingering Apparition. Why? Because when that phase that Aggramar does, where it puts a blind, like a massive circle on the ground, and if you're standing in it, it does X amount of damage, aka one shot of Mythic. Otherwise it blinds you. You won't even get blinded, you'll just die. So after phase 2, you can normally, in phase 1 you can walk out of that blind very normal, right? There's no movement impairing effect. But after phase 2, Lingering Apparition is going to help you big time, because Aggramar will put a slow on you. And trust me, you cannot run out. Only if you're on the outer edge will you be able to walk out normally. You have to pop Lingering Apparition 100%. If you're in the middle of that flare, it's called flare I think. If you're in the middle of that flare and pop Wraithwalk, you'll just make it out in time. So it gives you a speed increase and it reduces the cooldown on Lingering Apparition, so a must. In terms of my gear, guys, I was 969 item level with a 1000 Kazgarov trinket, 975 Shadow Singed Fang. My relics are 2 Deathcore relics and a Fallen Crusader relic. And that's pretty much it, guys. Rocking 4 set and the 2 OP legendaries that we have. That's pretty much it. Stats, I'm at 112% mastery, 25.51% haste, 13% crit. Gets bumped up quite a bit by Shadow Singed Fang, but that's pretty much all the trinkets and gear and talents, guys. So let's go straight into the fight. Alrighty, guys, before the fight starts, I just want to say your damage on this boss is going to depend a lot on your RNG of DA. Do you get a massive DA? Do you get an average DA? That's just how it works. Our DA is a pretty important factor in this boss. On this particular pool, I did not get any massive DAs, but on previous pools, got massive ones. That's just how the cookie crumbles, guys. You can't get them all. So first things first is optimizing your first DA. That is very, very important. When the boss starts, he's going to do his thing called the Teshlak technique, where he faces towards a group and swipes at them with his sword. When he does that, when he faces your group, you want to make sure that you have AMS popped, so that immediately he'll give you a massive chunk of runic power. So as you're going to see here, Apocalypse DA's out, and I don't expect him, I don't know why for some reason, I didn't expect him to face me, face our group first with Teshalak, but we're always first, so kind of messed up. I don't pop AMS, and I don't get a sizable chunk of AMS. Probably the reason why I didn't get a big DA, guys, because it's basically almost 1.5 death coils. So now after he does a second Teshalak, Ravenous Blaze will go down on the ground. Do not be in this when it pops. And I like saving Wraithwalk to come back in, which saves time. Do not use Wraithwalk on the way out until after phase 2. I'll explain that when it happens. So again, once you're back in, same old, same old. The boss will phase at 80%. This is phase 1, and it's definitely the most easiest phase in the fight. It's just learning the dodge Wake of Flames, which I don't do right there, and just taking the techniques, which is where he faces your group and hits you. So the Wake of Flames move to the almost in line with the tank, so to the far left like I am now, or the far right. There's no reason for you to try and dodge them in the middle. Just guarantee yourself that you will not get hit and go to the far left or far right. If you are given that debuff, then make sure you just stand still so your raid can adjust. So he runs into the middle here and he begins the ad phase, which we all love and enjoy. So the Flame of Teshalaks, I have my Chain of Ice coming up, I use it, and then I go and focus on getting wounds for an Apocalypse. Your Apocalypse will be pretty much coming up on cooldown now. If you're, I don't know what time your guild's actually killing the first phase, but roughly it should be up by now. You use it, and then focus on not getting hit by the swirlies, guys. If you're on the wrong side of that swirly, you'll get knocked off the platform. Big and small swirlies do not get hit. Very, very important, and does a sizable amount of damage as well. So after both ads are down, our main tank, who is a Blood DK, has told both of us DPS DKs which ads to pull in. After about 4 or 5 seconds, pull them in. If you pull them in too early, you'll wipe the raid. It's literally like an instant wipe because Aggramar has a debuff on him already. So now after that ad phase is down, the range and the healers and our Blood DK tank will sort out the ads. Bless them. Because melee, unless you're a feral druid and have mobility and can Typhoon, is very, very, very tough. So we're just there for death gripping. That's it. Our main tank Blood DK pulls in the ads that he needs to pull in when the debuff goes down. Now Searing Tempest is down now, and this is the one that slows. So you are very slow in this. You have to pump Wraithwalk to get out, unfortunately. Unless you can see what I did there. I was already on the edge before it even popped. So I used Wraithwalk to get back in. Time is DPS, guys. So I'm trying to keep as much uptime on the boss as possible. It's very, very important. So basically around, I believe, 50% he's going to phase into that ad phase again. So you're going to get another DA in before that ad phase. Now this is the massive thing. In that next ad phase, most groups generally lust. If we lust on those ads, our DA is not going to get optimized well enough. I know it's great having DA with lust, but unfortunately your DA is going to be stopping cast because the ads are going to die very, very fast. So I like using my DA before that ad phase. Okay, so I'm going to use it here. As our guild gets faster at killing Aggramar, then I will be forced to actually save my DA until that ad phase, but I'll explain it as it comes along. So 54%, I got 20 seconds left on DA. There's a Flame Rend. Now the Flame Rends are starting to extremely hurt. Save AMS for it, your healers will love you, and it's just a massive lifesaver. And you get a shitload of runic power, guys, so there's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, make sure that you're just pumping out as much damage as you can. And here comes DA about to come up. I'm making sure that I have a sudden Doom proc ready in my pocket. I pop DA. Save your pre-pot. Do not use it on this DA. Save it for the ads. You need to kill those ads as soon as possible. And that's more important than your pass right now. So yeah, focusing on the DA. You will get this full DA off without being interrupted by the Ravenous Blaze or whatever. So yeah, I think I get a sizable DA in here. Nothing too insane. Yeah, okay, 34 million, which is pretty average. But yeah, damage is damage. Flame Rend coming out. I have no AMS for it. Does like half my HP. Your healers will be coordinating with your raid as well. So same thing, guys. These two ads, very, very important. You kill them as soon as possible and do not get hit by the swirlies. Now, in this third phase, there's going to be those Wake of Flames going out into the raid group. Dodge them. It's extra damage the healers do not want to be healing. and they'll do about half your HP. So yeah, very, very important to get out of those, and just make sure you don't get hit by the swirlies. So try and pan your camera back towards the boss so you can see where the wake of flames are coming from. Again, same thing, main tank has told us which ads to pull in by marker. We're going to pull them in when he asks for it. Boom, there they go. And yeah, we're on these. I'm back on the boss now. Sometimes, like there, you have to make sure that you're actually on top of the tank of the boss, because then you pull the ad just in front of the boss, and unfortunately that ad will eventually, if it dies, it will respawn. So now we just slow down the ads at the back, and we make sure that we pull in or take a double ad. So yeah, just try your best. I know it takes time for them to move forward a little bit, but try your best to actually pull them on top of the boss. So I have my DA coming up, and there goes Searing Tempest, run away. And as soon as I get back in, I'm going to be able to pop this next DA. This will be your last DA. You will only get 4 DAs in this fight, because it's a 9-minute fight. If you can believe how long this fight is. So an ad stops there. I cannot grip it in time, which is unfortunate, but we're compromising and it's okay. So in this phase, a lot of damage coming out, and the ads are just priority. If your group is controlling the ads, your ranged DPS are doing their job, and controlling the ads is going to be epic. And yeah, just this like whole fight, the fourth and final phase goes so slow because of how crazy it is. So we have our Boomkins use their Typhoons. They're really great on this fight, guys. I cannot emphasize how amazing Boomkins are. Or just having Typhoon on this fight, it's amazing. So Druids in general. I've used my last DA for this fight, and the rest is history. Again, stacking for Flame Rends, and if your tank's calling you to pull in ads, do it. That will be life or death. If you screw up one of the ads that aren't pulled in, it could cost you the wipe. So be very, very careful. And basically, the more ads that you can pull in and kill, the easier the fight. When the ads are getting too close, the tank can actually, grip that one in there. The tank can actually move the boss away from the ads, like start kiting the boss away from the ads, which is definitely an option that you can do if you're getting, if your CC is limited. So the boss is on around like very, very low. Only got 1 billion HP left, 10% left, and things got getting extremely hectic. So as you're gonna see here, people are gonna start dying because of the stacks. Well, basically the double stack of the ads and just AoE damage going out. Now it's really, really amplified in this last phase, and it really is a race in this last phase. You want to kill it as soon as possible. So we pull in that ad, and we've got 1 stack, and we're going to go for the kill. As you're going to see here, I'm going to go down here, and enough people are going to survive and live for us to kill the boss. So make sure that you're running out of the Searing Tempest and that little circle on the boss as well. And that's pretty much the fight, guys. If you can control the ads and your DPS is good, you will kill him in this third and final phase. Unfortunately, some of the ads make it to the boss, but that's clutch. That clutch Typhoon at the end saves us from 2 more ads reaching the boss. So all in all, an amazing fight, guys. I really, really enjoyed it. You feel very useful as well as a Death Knight because your death grips are amazing. And as Unholy, you pretty much have 2 grips. If it's necessary, you can use your pet grip. Just make sure that your pet's on the boss when you grip it. So I didn't get any loot, guys. Unfortunately, no tier helm. But oh well, maybe next time. So Argus is the next thing. I might actually stream my attempts. So definitely check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/MFWest. You can support the channel by looking at the links down below, Patreon and PayPal. I really appreciate the support, guys. I'm trying to hit that 10k subscriber mark. Otherwise, guys, Facebook and Twitter, MFWest WoW. Follow me on there to keep updated with anything and everything Unholy. If any of you done this fight as well on Mythic, please let me know down in the comments. It'd be really awesome to see Unholy players on this fight. So have a great day, guys. MFWest for the win. Peace.